If you have been fasting for a while, you may discover that your thinking is more efficient or becomes more efficient because your body is forced to go without food, and scarcity in this case creates development in the brain rather than any type of negative effect. So I want to kind of go into what creates formasis, so brain cell development other than fasting, because many people may not be very well adapted to fasting. For example, they may be too overweight, and when they start fasting, they go into toxicity to the level that their body starts processing their fat storage, and that therefore release a lot of toxins in their body. So that could be one reason. Or for example, they just are psychologically restricted, or their environment doesn't support the idea. So other than fasting, exercise, especially weightlifting, helps with thinking, and even body weight helps, body weight exercises and body weight movement. But the difference and the special thing about weightlifting is that it provides a very stable source of resistance as compared to just doing body weight. So in the long run, it is still the most efficient form of muscle building, even though body weight also helps with this. But I would say the latter only serves to maintain physical fitness rather than actually improve physical appearance and create new brain cells to the same degree that weightlifting does. Now, immunization in general forms new brain cells, because immunization and brain function kind of go hand in hand. So, for example, you cannot have a strong immune system without also being very good at using your head and brain. Whatever creates immunization, like a great exposure to something that is not very well tolerated by the body initially, like I would say, for example, mosquitoes. The body can adapt to these things because it does have the ability to do it. For example, my father, he would always tell tales about these instances of his when he would go hiking, and he would spend a lot of time outdoors, and then he wouldn't bring insect repellent with him, so all of the mosquitoes and his insects would get on his skin while he was outdoors. And he would tell us that every time this happened, he would scrub off the layers of mosquitoes on top of each other from his forearm, because there were so many. And this is exactly how he got immunized to mosquitoes. But I find this very ironic, because the whole time that we were children, maybe it just doesn't get to his brain that his children would inherit a level of immunization or something, or just some resilience. But every time we would go outdoors, he would alarm us and alert us to put on insect repellent to an unhealthy degree, and it's I'm saying it's an unhealthy degree because he would not stop talking about this until we all were fully covered in insect repellent. It's funny, but he had a good intention. Calorie restriction, similar to fasting, also creates cell development for similar reasons that fasting. Exposure to hot and cold is one of those things as well, because it pushes the body out of the comfort zone. UV exposure somehow does the same. The sun in general is very healing. You do not get both types of sun rays, so UVB and UVA and UVB through a glass window. So you have to go outdoors, and especially the eyes benefit from this. Cortisol levels also get influenced by sunlight a lot. Consuming a lot of, different phytonutrients in natural unprocessed foods also is an incredible source and a reason for the body to produce new cells in the brain. And I would say they are literally irreplaceable. For example, blueberries contain a lot of those, but just in general, fruits and vegetables, especially low glycemic ones, and these colorful edibles as well. Formation fibrosis is another thing. For example, the guitar has fibers, and when you make a sound, they start resonating. So basically, I would simplify this by saying it's like a form of activity that really is important. I would say it's like a bit nuanced. You may want to look it up yourself, but it's very important. Barefoot. So going barefoot is another thing. Grounding in general, and just releasing any type of electric charge in your body helps you kind of get rid of oxidative stress somehow. And when you do this throughout the night, so for example, you use like a grounding sheet or something, it's very calming for the body and relaxing. It helps you manage most chronic stresses and sources of pain. It is just the most natural way of basically healing, because you can even go barefoot in the middle of the night. You don't even need the sun, it's the most unconditional form. And somehow we barely do this because we are used to our civilized world, but it's very healthy. Active focusing, which involves focusing on one subject at a time for a long time, or maybe even passively recalling things without cheating sheets, or like reading, just activating your brain in a way where it's like only you decide to do this and you have no external pressure to do this, but you still kind of seek novelty and challenge in this way, so you're in a state of flow.